Hello, students. Good evening. So, let us know something more about Jane Austen. Jane Austen's literary career is often seen as an unusual introduction to the world of a professional woman writer in the 19th century. So, there are some hidden facts which we are going to discuss today. For example, anonymity. For much of her career, Jane Austen published her novels anonymously. She had published her novel without announcing her name. She did not reveal her original name. Her works were initially attributed to a lady. So she published her work with a name as a lady. This was not entirely uncommon for women writers at the time. It was very common for female writers. They could not reveal their name, but it speaks to the societal expectations that a woman's public role should be limited. So that is why feminism have come from foreign. This is not Indian term. However, generally we think that it happens in India only, and females are dominated by males, but it happened in all over the world. And that was the same situation was with these ladies also. So there was expectation that women's public role should be limited, especially in the realm of professional authorship. So that's a they are not able to write. Females were not taken seriously, and that is why they had to change their name. Her anonymity, Jane Austen's anonymity, was a way to navigate these societal norms while still pursuing her passion. So that is very unfortunate that she could not reveal her name, and it was the way to navigate these societal norms while still pursuing her passion. And that is why we can see the status quo of women at her time, right? Another thing is that the unprofessional professional, though she is professional, but somewhat she is unprofessional. While she was a professional writer in the sense that she was paid for her work, so that is, she was paid for her work, right? But then her life and writing process were far from the modern image of professional. So first of all, her personal life, and then the writing process, both are different from professional authors. How? She wrote at a small writing desk in mm, a family drawing room, right? So she used to write in a drawing room at her home in the corner. So that is not professional that she has as a separate room, nothing like this, right? And second, often having to hide her papers when visitors arrive. So she was not uh, open, not extrovert. She used to hide her papers when visitors come to her home. Her writing was a part of her domestic life. So most of the time she has written her domestic life, not a separate or professional sphere. So her writing was not in like a professional way. She, her subjects and themes, and she covers like domestic themes she covered. So that is, though she is professional but unprofessional, right? So that is unprofessional. Now next is her family affair. Now the publication of her novel was collaborative family effort. So that is publication. She was not only the lady who had to make efforts. It's a family efforts, right? So the publication of her novel was collaborative family efforts. That's a good part. Her brother Henry often acted as her literary agent. So brother used to take initiative and negotiating with publishers, and he used to negotiate with publishers, right, on behalf of Jane Austen. So in other way, Henry supported her a lot, and this familial support was crucial to her success and highlights the domestic and private nature of her work. So that is because of her brother, she could get success, and it highlights the domestic and private nature of her work, and that is why she has written. That's a like in her writing, some personal life reflects in her writing, right? Now next is domestic novel, and oftenly she writes on domestic themes. Austen is a master of domestic novel. In fact, she had mastery, she had uh, expertise in domestic novels, a genre focused on the lives, relationships, and social dynamics of English gentry. So she talks about English gentry's life, relationship, and social dynamics. Okay, while her themes might seem small in scope, so if you find out the themes of her novel, so you will not get a big theme. It's a very small theme like courtship, marriage, social status. Her sharp wit, keen social observer. She was the keen observer, social observer, and psychological depth were revolutionary. And main thing is that she had psychological depth. She was able to read the mind. She elevated the domestic spheres to subject worthy of serious literary exploration. So she credit goes to her that she elevated the domestic sphere to a subject worthy of serious literary exploration, a move that was in itself an unusual introduction to a male dominated literary landscape. So she has highlighted male dominated society, and she depicts different characters where she painted the female status quo, and at last delayed recognition. While her novels were well received by a social group of readers during her lifetime, her reputation as a major literary figure grew posthumously. So, in her whole life, uh, she could not be acknowledged, and has uh, she has got recognition after her death. However, her novels during her lifetime, her reputation as a literary figure, like she was read a lot, so that is novels were well received, but then uh, tall figure, literary figure, that image she could get after her death, right? So that was the another reality, and it was not until 19th century that she was widely recognized for her literary genius. This delayed recognition stands in contrast to male authors of her time who were often celebrated immediately upon publication. So that difference, that gulf between male authors and female authors, we find that male authors used to get reputation soon after the publication of their work, but it was not in case of female authors. And unfortunately she could her work or reputation, she could get reputation in 19th century very late. So this was the reality. So this way, along with her normal introduction, we have seen that's a lady. She used to in the beginning she had written she could not reveal her name, original name, and then she wrote in the name of a lady. Then, though she was known as professional, but she was unprofessional professional because she was not open to her work. And then she used to write in a drawing room in one corner in simple papers, means she was not given any separate room or any kind of atmosphere in this way. Another thing is that her family affair. So that's a whenever she wants to publish her work, so that brothers and whole family support, and then brother goes on behalf of Jane Austen. This way she was supported by family members. And then domestic novel, Jane Austen had mastery on domestic novels. She deals with domestic themes, domestic topics, but very intellectually, because she had she was blessed to read the character's mind, and that is why she was able to deal with psychological issues and all. And finally, delayed recognition. She could not get recognition in her lifetime, but posthumously she was known as one of the tallest literary figure. So that was unusual facts which we discussed today. Thank you so much. God bless you.